Hi, I'd like to share with you a small excerpt from my new book, Witchlight, book 1 in Light Key, the intrepid Lucy du Sol. This is first in a series of 5 books, and it's available for free. Just go to the link on my profile and you can download it for free. I just put your name and email where I should send it, and you'll get it immediately. Start reading today. So chapter 1, it starts. This is an excerpt from the Lumenary Prophetiae, which is a made-up sacred book. In troubled times, a flower will bloom, night star, witch flower, golden loom. Lucy considered the world from her upside-down point of view and decided it could do with a little less purple. Her ears were still ringing from the blow Linux had just dealt her. She was still too slow with her defense moves. Up you get, Linux jollied her, his tone firm but kind. She remained where she was for a moment, staring at his legs wrapped in linen, some telltale red fur peeking out between the bindings. "It's easy for you," she said. "You've got Werecat reflexes and strength. How am I ever meant to compete with that?" "Be calm. The calmest person always wins." Linux looked sleek and smug. Lucy snorted, and she raised an eyebrow as if to say, "See?" Her exercise tunic was soaked in sweat, her long, dark blonde hair plastered to her forehead and hung half out of a thick braid over one thin shoulder, and bruises were beginning to flower all over her bare arms and legs. It had been a good training session today. Despite a few bumps and bruises, they had covered some ground. Lucy felt like she was really improving, even if Linux didn't say so. Linux slit his eyes at her and bared some demon-sharp teeth, which might have looked pretty threatening to anyone who didn't know that in Werecat language it showed approval and pleasure. He loved having his ego stroked, and it was a surefire way to distract him. With a jerk, she flipped up to the balls of her feet and pushed her stick against his throat. "And while you were preening, you died," she said, crowing at her own joke. Linux laughed, soft, sibilant sound. "And so the student teaches the master." Again, she dropped her a deep court bow. "After all our years training, don't you think it might be time you allowed us to play with real weapons?" she tried. "A real Michi master doesn't need a blade." Linux twirled his stick and sweeping her legs out from under her again. "Hey, I wasn't ready." "Precisely my point indeed." Linux purred in a self-satisfied way, sitting back on his haunches with his arms folded. "Now I have a wild sage and truffle souffle in the oven needing attention. And you have an ailing father who, I am sure, is ready for another of your disgusting herbal brews." He wrinkled his nose fastidiously at the memory of the taste of the medicine. Lucy loved her time with Linux. He was like the older brother she never had, and he enjoyed teaching her all he knew, which was a lot for a retired Michi Werecat with a smashing fashion sense and a flair for food. So it goes on and on. There's 60,000 words to it. It's a great, fun read, and I hope you enjoyed this excerpt. So go ahead. Again, it's Witchlight, book 1 in the Light Key, the intrepid Lucy du Sol, and grab your copy for free today. Enjoy your summer read. Thank you. Bye.